What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Just back again with another video. This is your one-stop shop for anime and manga. Let's get into it. Alright, I want to start by saying thank you to everyone who's been subscribing. If you're new here and you like my content, you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing, leaving a like, hit the bell so I post another video. Also, follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description. Alright, so I finally did it. I watched the One Piece live action and I watched all 8 episodes. So I finished it. And I really did enjoy it. I really wasn't expecting to, if I'm being honest, but it shattered all of my expectations personally, and I really think it's just an enjoyable watch, especially if you're a One Piece fan just like I am. Overall, I really do think everyone should just check it out. See, I don't know if this will be the thing to get someone into One Piece. Like, if they've never read One Piece, never watched it, they don't know nothing about it. I don't know if this is going to be what's going to get them into it. Definitely, they should start with the actual anime or maybe start with the manga. But if you've already in that world, if you're in the universe that we've been following One Piece forever, I highly recommend just checking it out. So this video is basically going to be my thoughts on One Piece, the live action, and what I thought about it. Basically, I really, really liked it. There's a few things, obviously it's not a perfect show by any means, but the few things that I didn't like, it wasn't even that bad compared to what I really did enjoy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about some of the things that I didn't like, because that list is very, very short. There's not much that I didn't like about the One Piece live action. So the first thing I really didn't like was, I didn't like essentially Shanks, because I didn't feel like he had that serious tone. And it wasn't just Shanks. Luffy didn't really have it. Who else didn't have it? I think it was, that's pretty much it. Like, Luffy and Shanks, because Luffy and Shanks, they're pretty similar characters in their respect, where, you know, they're fun, they're goofy, they're chill, they lay back, where they just have fun. But because they're so strong, they give you that presence that, like, you don't want to mess with us. Now, in the anime and the manga, because of, obviously the medium is completely different, they have that ability where they just can get serious. Well, I call it personally, I call it like the Goku effect, because that's like the first time I ever saw it, where you get this fun, bubbly character who's always happy, you know, joyous and everything like that. And next thing you know, when it's time to get serious, he puts on that look and you don't want to mess with him. Luffy and Shanks in the live action, they did not have it. Now, I loved when they was playing them as the fun goofiness, because Luffy's actor definitely had it, and so did Shanks. But specifically when Shanks had lost his arm, where he had to stare down that sea beast, I wasn't feeling it. I'm sorry about that. I wasn't terrified. I didn't think he had it in him. He did an amazing job playing Shanks, but he didn't have that seriousness, you know? And the same thing goes for Luffy. Luffy obviously is a natural, just fun-loving character, and the actor plays it perfectly. But when it was time for Luffy to actually get serious, he didn't really have the moments. I wasn't feeling it. I didn't feel it until the very last episode, but I'll talk about that a little more later in the video. But overall, like, you know, out of most of the episodes, I didn't feel that from him. The next thing I really don't like was Zoro's 3-sword style. So Zoro's 3-sword style, obviously I knew it wasn't going to be good, because it's just not practical live action. That's not something that's physically possible. To just have a big ass sword in your mouth and just start swinging, it was not good. It didn't look that good, but I'm super excited that they did not use it. I think they used it once. I think once out the entire 8 episodes, they used Zoro's 3-sword style just to show it off, to see that you can do it. It looked okay. It really wasn't incredible. I do love the fact that Zoro's actor just was amazing with the 2-sword style. He put the bandana on, he got serious, and it was just incredible watching him fight. But when he switched that 3-sword style for that quick fight, it wasn't even long. It was probably like a good minute, if that. That 3-sword style just don't work. I'm sorry. And it's not going to work if the series decides to move on. So they're going to have to find ways around it, where either they're going to have to CG it, or maybe the actor for Zoro is going to have to, I guess, somewhat learn a fake discipline, learning how to use 3-sword style, or whatever they can do. And maybe just do what they did this season, where they used it once throughout 8 episodes. Now, honestly, that's it. Out of the entire 8 episodes, out of all the craziness of the One Piece live action, that's the only things I didn't like. Those 2 things, really. So there's so much more that I really did enjoy. The first thing that really just blew my mind was the fact that the CG was incredible. Like, it really, really looked good. Like, I've seen some shows, I've seen some movies where the CG was just terrible. This one, the CG is very, very good, especially for just being a Netflix adaptation live action show. I really wasn't expecting all of that CG to be that good. Everything just looked amazing. The world actually looked beautiful. I loved every piece of it. I love the practical parts that they did. I love the CG, and I love how I really couldn't always decipher which was CG and which was the actual like set that they was on. It was really, really beautiful. I really think just the world building was not necessarily world building, but like just the world itself looked beautiful. Another thing that I'm just super excited about was the fact that Luffy's actor, he really tamed down his accent. Now, if you don't know Luffy's actor, I think he's Mexican, and he does have a very, very strong accent. I saw him in another show that he was in before he did One Piece, obviously. His accent was crazy, crazy, crazy strong. But he basically got rid of it, essentially, and it was really, really good. He really played Luffy. I really felt Luffy. I love the innocence that he had while playing the character. It was literally watching a live action Luffy. I really did love it. He had the screams, he had the yells, he had the smile, he had even the way he said his name. He even said his name the way the anime says it. You know, if you've watched the anime, you see how Luffy says his name. I can't even do it. Like, Monkey D. Luffy. I can't say it the way the anime says it. So the actor, what he does is he'll say the name like the way the Japanese anime says the name, but then he'll go back to talking regular. I thought that was a nice little aspect of his character, a nice little aspect of the way he played Luffy. It was really, really good. He did an amazing job. I'm so happy that he was chosen to play Luffy because he really like embodied the character. Another thing that I really liked was the fact that all of the characters, they would change their outfits throughout every single episode. It looked really, really nice that they weren't just wearing the exact same thing all the time. I know in One Piece they do change their outfits here and there a little bit, but there's really just standard what they wear. While the live action, it looked like they're actually people where they're changing their outfits throughout the episode, or they're just changing the outfits in general, and it looks amazing. All the clothes they chose just really fit the characters themselves, and it really looked beautiful. So I really do love what they're doing with the live action One Piece. I do have some concerns for later on, but that's for a little bit later in the video. But I really think it was really good. I really do think anyone should just try it out. If you don't know, the One Piece live action, it covers the entire East Blue Saga. So it goes from chapter 1 or episode 1 of the anime or manga, and then the last episode is the finale of Arlong Park. So that's essentially, if you know One Piece, that's where it's at. And it really was good. Even though they did remove a lot of stuff, they obviously removed a lot of filler. They removed a lot of the blow. They even condensed some of the canon scenes. But it was really, really good. Like, the pacing wasn't bad whatsoever. It really felt like a cohesive story. Like, it didn't feel like it was being rushed by any means. It felt like, Luffy had this on his mind. And from this, he goes to this. And it just felt natural. It didn't really feel like he was being forced or he was being rushed. And just, I really do love all the characters and their cohesion. Because they really act like they've known each other forever. Especially the fact that the characters in, obviously, this show, they all meet for the first time. So they all have that little, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Especially the characters of Zoro and Sanji. They play them perfectly well. The nice back and forth banter that you see in the manga, that you see in the anime. They got it, and it really does work. I really do enjoy that. One character that I really didn't think I was going to like too much was actually Buggy's character. So if you watch the episode, I'm going to spoil it a little bit. At the end of episode 1, you're introduced to Buggy, and I really like what they do with the wanted posters, where it's just the wanted posters flash on the screen to show you the bounty, and then sometimes the characters like interact with them even though they're not supposed to be there. Like, it's just supposed to be like an aesthetic thing. So Buggy, you see his wanted poster, he rips it away, and then you just see him talk and smile and laugh and everything like that. And I didn't like it at first, I'm being honest, because he tried to do like almost a Joker type of thing, where I know he's a clown, but he's trying to rasp his voice. He's trying to do like a scary Joker type of thing, and it just wasn't working. I was really worried about that. But as the season goes on and he really comes into his own as the character, he is very, very enjoyable. He plays Buggy very well. Now, if some of you don't know, Buggy is one of my favorite characters in One Piece. I love them. I love this devil fruit. I love his aesthetic. I love him in general. He's just a nice, funny character. He's one of my favorites. Him and Law, those are like my top two in One Piece. But he really played Buggy very, very well. He had the nice comedic, not serious aspect of Buggy, but at the same time, he looked like he'd been there before, because Buggy obviously been, he was in the Red Hair Pirates, and he had his own pirate captain, so he's been there, done that, but he's still that comedic relief character, and it really does fit. So I'm glad that he didn't just go try be like a Joker, like a Batman Joker type of thing. I'm really glad he was his own, and he really stepped into the role as Buggy, and he just crushed it. I really did enjoy that. Overall, the actual One Piece live action, it really went over very, very well. I do have a few things I'm a little worried about because obviously we know One Piece is a very, very long series. I don't know how long these characters are going to want to stay playing these characters specifically because, do you really want to play Luffy for the next 10, 15 years? And do you really want to get to Wano? Do you really want to get to Dressrosa and all that? Like, do you really want to get that far? Do you really want to bust out 1,000 episodes? The furthest I can realistically see the live action going, maybe Marineford, and I don't even think that far. Maybe Marineford, but honestly, I think they might stop after like 2 or 3 seasons. I can see maybe if they really, really, really push it, they'll go to Marineford like right before the time skip. But honestly, maybe Water 7, maybe it's the furthest they go. But that's, we don't know how far it's gonna go. We don't know the success that is gonna be, or we don't know if these actors actually want to play these characters for a prolonged period of time. But the One Piece live action, this was honestly the best live action that I've seen of any anime. It's not even close. Like the world looked amazing. The actors they chose played them perfect. Usopp, he really is a little scaredy cat. Zoro was a little more like broody, edgy, but it really fit with just the character and just with him in general. Nami was great, and of course my favorite Straw Hat, Sanji, he played him amazingly. I really did like how he was just this little silver tongue guy, and he really did play it well. I love when he was flirting with Nami, and then he was going with his back and forth with Zoro. It was amazing, and of course, easily the best casting decision was Luffy, because he played Luffy is incredible the way he played him. I mean, all of the animation was good. The way, he was stretching was beautiful. The boat itself, that's another thing. I really loved how the Going Merry. So me personally, I'm more of a Going Merry fan than a Thousand Sunny fan, but that's just me. I liked how in the show, when Luffy and Garp finally meet up for the first time, you see, Garp throwing the different cannonballs at him, and they're messing up the Going Merry. The Going Merry doesn't get fixed. Now, it's been a while since I've read East Blue, and I've never watched it at all, but it's been a few years since I read East Blue. I can't remember if, like, in the manga, it was, like, fixed, without it being fixed. I loved how after that, next time I saw the Going Merry, a few episodes later, it still had the banisters missing, it still had the holes, it was still a little beat up, like, yeah, that's right, they can't fix the ship because they don't have Frankie. So until they get Frankie, who's like the shipwright, who can actually fix up the ship whenever it gets messed up, that ship is going to have its wear and tear on it. Hands down, the best part about this series was the final fight. The final fight at Arlong Park was amazing. It was so good. And Luffy actually, I believed it this time. He wanted to beat up Arlong because he hurt Nami. When Luffy puts his hat on Nami's head, that scene just really hit home. When he's walking and you see Usopp, you see Sanji, you see Zoro, and Luffy goes, "Are you ready?" They go, "Yeah." That took it. From there on, I really believe Luffy. It was incredible. I really loved the fight. It ended so well. Obviously, Luffy got his bounty. He became a pirate. All in all, I really just wanted to give y'all my thoughts on the One Piece live action because I really think it was good. I know we don't really like the live action anime adaptations. They're never really that good. But this one is the first one that actually it hits on every point. I highly recommend, if you're just a One Piece fan in general, you have to just go watch it. You don't even gotta watch the entire thing. Watch a few episodes. I love how the episodes are an hour long, so it's really immersive. But definitely give it a try. I can't recommend it enough because there's not much bad about this, if I'm being honest. You're gonna enjoy it. Whether you're a crazy die-hard One Piece fan, or if you're just a casual, you've read One Piece, you watch a couple episodes, you're gonna enjoy this. So that's it for the video. That was my thoughts on the One Piece live action. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below, what are some of your thoughts about the One Piece live action? Did y'all like it, or was there some things that you think it could improve on? Definitely let me know. This is your boy Just. I'm off this.